Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another short video on Terra Luna. But before I get started, please click the like and subscribe button as it helps this channel grow very quickly. So we're looking at Luna, and it's down 16.1%. And then we look at the weekly, the 7-day, and it's actually up off of its bottom still. And that's because yesterday we did a 100% run up. And even this shows Terra Luna rises 17.19% and outperforms the crypto market today. And there's going to be a reason for that. And I started looking around and trying to find out why this is happening. But before we get into that, I want to show you something from Binance. And Binance promoted Terra as a safe investment before the $40 billion collapse. And then they walked it back here now because they did promote it as a stable coin and a place to put your money. And they wanted you buying into it. So then today the CEO says they're against the proposed Luna fork. And he tweeted this out. He said, "The last few days we tried hard to support the Terra community. In my tweets, I am simply pointing out the potential issues from my understanding. Mining and forking don't create value." And he's 100% right. And this is why. Because if you're minting something, it's almost like the US dollar. They printed a ton of it. Now we have too much of it, and it's causing inflation. And inflation pulls the dollar down in value. Well, it's the same thing here. If you're making too much of a coin, it's going to push the value of it down. And the fork is not going to help the existing coin at all. So if you're holding Luna right now and it becomes Luna Classic, it's going to virtually sit where it is, or it's going to go down in value. But he also says buying back and burning does. So he's saying if we buy back and burn a whole bunch of this coin, it's going to increase the value of it. But this requires funds. Funds that the project team may not have. And he's probably right. They don't have the money to buy back all this Luna from you. So then what? Well, then this came out. Do Kwon shares a Luna burn address but warns lunatics against using it. And then he says here, you're literally burning money. Luna creator Do Kwon baffled as holders volunteer to torch their own crypto to save the coin. So he gives us an address to send Luna to, and that Luna gets burnt. And so if you're a new investor, I want to warn you of this. If you just bought Luna as your very first cryptocurrency and you're expecting some type of return on that, do not send your Luna to this wallet, as it's going to get burnt and you don't get your money back and you don't get anything for the money for what you invested. In other words, send it here, they burn it, you're out the money. I want to warn you all of that if you're a new investor. But with all that said, can this be why the price jumped up 100% yesterday? I mean, maybe they burnt a whole bunch of Luna that people were sending in to be burnt. Or maybe it did a run up because people are buying it up before the fork happens, if that happens on the 27th, because they want to get the new version of Luna. Now, the fork isn't going to work, and I'm going to give you one example of why. I hold Hawk Inu in a wallet right now that says it's worth $222 million. But in all actuality, I can't sell it because they forked Hawk. They forked it into a new coin. So if I take my existing Hawk, which is $222 million, and I put it into the new Hawk, it's worth about $4 or $5. And that's what I see here. So Luna Classic, which is what you're going to be holding after the 27th, if this fork happens, is virtually going to be worthless, or it might move up a little bit before it takes a downturn. But yet they're pushing this all over the internet, and I've found this in a couple different places. The 6 best new cryptocurrencies to invest in May of 2022. Guess what made the list? Number 5, Terra. They're saying it's beaten down, but it's still a stable coin poised for a comeback. Now, what kind of comeback can we see? So, if they burn a whole bunch of Luna, we could possibly see a penny to 5 cents. If they fork it, I doubt we're ever even going to see a penny again. And then we have this. So why the spike? I want to come back to this because that spike was 100%. And even Do Kwon is pretty much pointing out that he's reinsuring investor confidence in the token, and hence the token may have witnessed a jump in price. But that's not what I believe happened. I think heavy accumulation because people, they want to buy in and get the new coin in an airdrop, or they're buying it up thinking, okay, this is a cheap, easy investment. I buy cheap, maybe I buy $10 worth and I get, I don't know, what would it be, 80,000 of it maybe for like $10. I know when it was at its low, that's what you were getting. But the risk versus reward is so low that almost everybody's trying to buy up a little bit of this coin. And I think that's what pushed the price up. Nothing more, nothing less. Unless a whole bunch of people sent their Luna in just to get it burned and be out the money, who knows? But on the 27th, we're waiting for the reveal of what's actually going to happen. I think we're going to have some price action on that day to the upside, one way or another. That might be the day that if they do decide to do a fork, you sell out of Luna and cash out whatever you can salvage. I don't know. You got to make those decisions for yourself and see what happens. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video, and we'll see you in the next one. And thank you all for watching.